I'd like to welcome in Ashley Davis, a former White House official for the Bush administration, and we have Democratic strategist Laura Fink. Laura, Ashley, welcome to both of you. So happy to have you. Laura, I'd like to start with you. So far, we seem to see two very different tones when it comes to campaigning. Talk about the strategy from your perspective on what we are seeing from Harris and Walz.
Well, Harris and Walz have made this campaign about the future, and you want to have positivity, hope, and joy when you're talking about the future, and they're able to do that in a realistic way that connects with voters. That's why you see the virality, not just of Kamala Harris, but now we've seen in this past week it continue with the selection of Tim Walz. Now, when you see Tim Walz hugging a pig at the state fair and joking with his daughter about whether a turkey hot dog is vegetarian, it connects voters to the campaign. We saw the opening crescendo with Kamala Harris, who was able, through her long history of being cool, to take over the internet. And we see in their speeches a vision for the future that is really solidly about helping Americans in a united fashion on middle-class kitchen table issues and changing the tone of politics that we've really all been embroiled in for the last few years.
So, Ashley, I have the same question for you because, Donald Trump's tone so far is somewhat different compared to 8 years ago, back when at times it really looked more like a party. Let's take a look at a moment from 2016.
Look at that guy over there. Wow. Bring him up. What's your name?
Name.
Now, he's supposed to look like Donald Trump, but he's actually much too good looking. You are really handsome. Are you having a good time tonight?
Night.
Where's your daddy? And your mommy, right? Do you want to go back? Do you want to go back to them, or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Trump.
All right, so it is, hard to watch that and not smile. But Ashley, so far we are seeing attacks from Trump and Vance. Is this a strategy now in 2024 that's working, or do you think we will see a shift at all to more of that party atmosphere?
Well, first of all, I want to say I love the yellow dress. You look very nice this afternoon. But I definitely think there's going to be a change of strategy. Obviously, with the change of Joe Biden jumping out of the race and then Kamala Harris becoming the nominee, I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, I feel like that she has a movement. She's really attracting a lot of women. She's also attracting a lot of young voters that were not excited when it was Joe Biden. So it's not that they caught Donald Trump sleeping by any stretch of the matter, but I do think that there had to be a shift in a campaign. And obviously you see that with kind of the attacks that J.D. Vance is especially doing. And then I think that we all know how Trump's strategy is. He's probably going to go after her very big time in regards to the 2 o'clock press conference today. But I think that there isn't less excitement for Donald Trump. I just think it's a different type of excitement right now. But I think the main point that we have to remember is the base isn't going anywhere from Trump, and the base is now excited for the Vice President, Kamala Harris. But I also think that there's still only 5% approximately undecided voters, and that's who needs to make the decision about who this next president's going to be. I don't think there's going to be an issue. One, there's not going to be an issue with money. So all the great reports of how much money was raised last month, I don't think there's going to be an issue with money on either campaign. Right. But I also think that Trump has, I was at the convention, I witnessed it, and I've been to 10 conventions now. The excitement in the room a couple weeks ago was something that I've never experienced before. So I do think his base is still there as well.
Oh, yeah. The base certainly doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Laura, I'd like to go back to you now. I mean, we have the DNC coming up in a week and a half. We know that Harris and Walz will be moving now out of the Midwest. They'll be moving on to Arizona. Is the messaging going to change? Should it change?
Well, the messaging will always be about doing two things: rallying the base and persuading swing voters. And sometimes those things can feel at odds. When you see the shift in the polls, Kamala Harris has consolidated the Democrats behind her. Clearly, there was a sleeping giant ready to be energized, and her passion and her credentials have energized those Democrats to coming home under the tent. Now that those swing voters are the ones that she needs to appeal to.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.